Welcome everybody to Smell It Sunday here on my secondary channel, Aromatically speaking. Was that music a little bit too somber for a Sunday, a relaxing Sunday? Well, this is what I have to work with royalty-free music. I want to welcome everybody who may be joining for the first time here on Aromatically Speaking. This is, like I said, my second channel where it's all live streams. And it's a little bit more of an intimate show where I get to chat with you guys since we go live. But also, it's more relaxed. This is the after show of a live that I just did on my main channel. I did an unboxing of one of my favorite small batch candle companies, which City Wicks. I showed all of the brand new 2019 Halloween candles. I shared all the information that you'll need to make sure that you get your hands on those candles. So make sure you swing over to the Candle Enthusiast, my main channel. Subscribe, check out that video, skim through it if it's a little bit too long for you, but all of the information is there. So this way the candles don't sell out on you and you can get your hands on them this year. So let me do this. Let me pull you guys up because the last stream I did not really get to chat with you guys because I wanted to make sure that we're moving at a fast pace. First thing I need is a little bit of coffee in my City Wicks mug. We're drinking some Stumptown coffee today out of Oregon State. I wonder if I would like coffee better than coffee. We are back. Welcome everybody. And Morgan Cruzbat, thanks again so much for the super chat on the last live stream. And let me get this out of the way now. Oh, that's what Eric's making fun of. I misspelled coffee in the headline. That's just wonderful. I will fix that. But I usually save this for the end of the video, but this channel, we need to get this above 1,000 subscribers. This is just a relaxing channel for me, where anytime I want to go live and chit chat with you guys, we can go live, but there's no super chats available. I cannot do a live with my mobile devices, which means we can't just stroll around in random places outside or places like Yankee Candle Village, and last year I was doing a lot of lives before I would actually film my videos. So let's get this over 1,000. And Tim, a huge shout out to Tim in the house. And he says, love the City Wicks preview. Thank you so much, Tim. Tim, I am long overdue to send you an email. I have tons of fun stuff I want to share with you, and Tim has been a long time supporter of this channel, like most of you guys that I see in the live stream. So what are we going to be doing for this after show? Well, we're going to be drinking some coffee, but we're going to also be doing some unboxings. A lot of times, I used to promote it more, but a lot of times people send me things or will ask me if they could send me things to my P.O. box so that I could open them for the live stream. And I welcome anything, as long as it's family friendly, fun, and safe, and everything's good. Send anything you want to my P.O. box. It's going to be the address is going to be in the description or the description section below. Whatever you want to send. The only request I have is that you don't spend a lot of money, and I mean that because if you want to send something fun for these lives, that's great, but spend a few dollars. If you want to help donate, contribute, invest, however you want to put it, to pledge money to future travel videos for this show, there's plenty of ways to do that. PayPal account, link in the description below. We also have a Patreon page where this way you can actually receive a little bit of a token or a reward as a thank you every month. Every so often I put up some stuff from my own personal collection, some of my own candles. I actually just did so, and sold some really rare rare candles from my own personal collection. So let's get to this. Matthew, I don't know your last name, Matthew, but there was a very kind, well, actually, it was right here. Well, I don't know if he wants me to share his last name, but he asked me if he could send me some candles from a company that he enjoys. And I said, absolutely, just like I explained. And I did receive this in my P.O. box, and somehow, because of the size of the package, it just got put aside. And I haven't had a chance to open this. I mean, this was sent to me a long time ago. This is going to be a candle company called Keep, as in K-E-A-P company, Keep Company, out of Brooklyn, New York. All right, Brooklyn. And so Matthew, thank you for sending this. I just hope that you catch this live stream, because I don't think I have your contact information. All right, and I have not heard of this candle company before. Woo! All right. Smells good. And look at this. Whoa, let me pull this up so I can see myself. The Candle Enthusiast. All right. So even though he purchased these candles from the company to have them sent to me, he must have told them they were coming to some random guy on the internet who calls himself the Candle Enthusiast. We have an envelope with rather good adhesive. I like to save this stuff, so I don't want to destroy it. Let's see what's inside here, and then I'm going to start talking to you guys in the chat area. All right, so a personalized letter, and it's actually from... Okay, so they must have wrote this for Matt, because this is a letter from Matt. Hi, Shane. Here is the sample pack I mentioned in my email the other day, which was a couple months ago. Sorry, Matt. They have a library candle I am also interested to try. I can't wait to hear what you think of the Green Market candle. Thanks for all of the great shows, Matt. Beautiful card, beautiful sentiment. Thank you so much. We have... oh, look at this. Tea light tips. This is a card from the company, I'm guessing with some burning instructions, which is something I always say that I think every candle company should have on their website, or they should send literature with the candles that they ship out. They should have something like this with their own personal instructions of how they think their candles should burn, their own tips and suggestions. I think that's something that every candle company should do. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? We have this little satchel tote, right? And it has Keep, the name of the company on there. This is always a nice little touch. Maybe we'll pull them up on Instagram to see. Whoa, there's a lot in here. We'll see what this company is all about. Join us with a candle subscription. So they have their own candle subscription. So do I. Patreon.com. Check it out. We are a small business and you mean everything to us. Drop us a line. Introducing new seasonal scent designed exclusively for our subscribers. Be whisked away to a verdant and volcanic landscape. Whoa, where wild jasmine grows freely among the greenery. All right, I'm intrigued. A lot of literature. I like that. We have a box of matches. Always a nice little touch. Let's see if they work. They do. And look, I was thinking there would be like 1 or 2 travel tins in here. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 9 travel tins in here, but they're in like, this is like what, 1/3 of an ounce? These are the smallest travel tins I've ever seen in my life. This has to be like their whole collection. All right, I'm not going to go through all of these, but I'm going to pick out some of my favorite. Hot Springs, Wood Cabin, we're going to do those. Grapefruit and Yuzu, that's cool. Wild Fig. Green Market, he wanted me to try. Cotton Magnolia. Isle of Jasmine. Waves. Lavender Petals. All right, let's start with these. Hot Springs. Each one has a little, like, signia, a different signia on the top. Can you get a good look at that? The lighting is not the best, and I can't get the focus to work with this new camera. There we go. But they all have a little different design. Now, I wonder if these have wicks. They do. This is smaller. Well, it's not smaller than a tea light. It's about the size of a tea light, and if it may be a touch smaller. That is insane. I didn't even know that they make things like this. Let's see if I can get a good read here. Hot Springs. Woo! Wow, man, that's my dad, man. That is my dad. That is Halston Cologne. I use that one all the time. A very spicy, musky, a little bit more of an old school cologne. And that profile is going to mainly be from some herbs, some cracked black pepper. It smells a little bit like spicy greens, like arugula and endive. Some bergamot zest. Definitely musky, definitely green. And there's a little bit of a lemon verbena thing in there. There's a little bit of this lemon. I said this in one of my recent videos. Lemon verbena is kind of like, sometimes it smells, not sometimes, I think it smells like Trix lemon cereal or Fruit Loops lemon cereal. It has this lemon lime, almost artificial, but beautiful smell. I love lemon verbena. Very nice. Hot Springs. Never leave. Okay, that's just instructions. I would love to know the background behind that candle. Waves. Like the current of the ocean. Wow. Watermelon rind. Like the white part of the watermelon that mom and dad, they don't want you to eat. But you eat it anyway because it still tastes good. A little bit of this salty green seaweed kelp action going on. So we get the green underwater subterranean. Is that the right word? Subterranean if it's under the water? Help me out, guys. Subterranean is under the ground, but what's under the water? There's a little bit of this oceanic greenage. Gardenia. Really pretty smell, and an interesting take on an aquatic nautical beach coast candle. A lot of the times these beach candles are very much made of the same components, citrus and lavender and jasmine. you know, a lot of them are the same. Let me pull up you guys so we can see what you guys are saying. Anne says, I just want to pop in for a second before I have to leave. Just wanted to say hello, have fun. So take care. It looks like Carol has to go. Hello from New Jersey. That's Laura. Laura says, did I do a live earlier? I just finished an unboxing of the new City Wicks 2019 candles. Liz sent me all of the new candles, plus I think she's sending it to some other folks, but a sample of a yet-to-be-released candle. I'm going to save that for another time, because she actually did give me a lot of information to share on it. Okay, so green market. So this is one Matthew wanted me to try. What's a green market? Like a place where you buy herbs and plants? A greenhouse? Oh my Lord. That's what that is. Mustard greens? Thyme? Rosemary? It's, let me just say right now, for the size of these candles, this is insane how aromatic these are. I mean, this is, this looks like it's 100% soy. It probably says somewhere, but if not, it's a very soft wax. So smelling it so close like this, I am picking up, you always do smell the wax itself. Dill. There's this definitive, finely diced dill aroma. This really is like walking into a greenhouse or a shop where they're selling pre-potted plants, herb plants, or ones I guess you can plant yourself, of all different culinary herbs. If you've never experienced something like that, I highly recommend it. There's a rich cucumber skin, and a little bit more of that, like, spicy greens, arugula, endive, or if you think about an iceberg head of lettuce, right? In the center, the core, where it gets like yellow, where it gets a little bit more spicy and like get a little bit more of that bitter greens flavor and aromatic. That is a really, really pleasant candle. And there's also, I would say, the cucumber and almost a little bit of that watermelon thing that we smelled in the last one, but there's like this cucumber freshness that cuts, it contrasts the big herbal notes. So it adds a refreshing nature to this. So it's just not a big bucket of herbs. Very nice. Very nice. Ooh. Maybe like an underripe banana peel. I'll go there. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm happy with that description. If you want to judge me, go ahead and judge me. Wood cabin. Now that's my kind of thing. I'll tell you right now. What's your happy place? You know what I mean? Like happy place, when someone says, like, find a place in your mind if you're feeling anxious. Where do you go to kind of be in peace mentally? Inside your head, you're using your third eye. Where do you escape to? Where I go is A cabin somewhere out in the mountains. Usually there's tons of snow. A very small cabin, doesn't have to be big. Fires burning, some kind of hot beverage brewing or steaming out of a nice mug. Blankets, a good movie on the TV, maybe a stack of books. That is my kind of happy place. That's where I go to when things get a little bit too stressful for me. And hopefully one day I'll actually own my own cabin. What on earth? Okay, what is that? This is so much fun. I am pleasantly very, very surprised. I don't want to say surprised because that makes it sound like I wasn't expecting to be good, but what is that? What is that? That's not like, okay, it's cedar, like firewood. But imagine just instead of taking cedar wood, a log, go outside, take a pine tree, and break off a branch. Pine needles, pine cones, pine sap, you name it, everything on it, right? You take that branch and you throw that in the fire instead of just the wood itself. This has a smoky cedar, but also pine needle, pine cone aroma. And I'll tell you what this reminds me of, because I used to take some pine cones, I still do, take pine cones and just put them in the oven under really, really low heat. Just to dry them out, to concentrate the aromas. And sometimes I'll break them up and put them into like a sachet or a jar or something like that, and mix it with other aromatic items like crushed leaves. Crushed leaves. This is like, I don't want to make this sound overly smoky, but there is a smoke quality. And autumn leaves, that burning pile of leaves. Maybe the pile of leaves burned 3 days ago, and then now you're coming up to that pile that's essentially just ashes, but there's still bits and pieces of the leaves on the ground. So it doesn't smell overly like smoke is pouring on your face, but you have that lingering smell that there was a fire that took place on this pile of leaves. So the pine, the cedar, the pine needles, the foliage, the autumn leaves burning. And fireplace. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, this is a strong candle, and there's something else there. Just give me a moment to see if I can get it. There's a little bit of like a hickory chip, hickory smoke, barbecue. You buy the hickory chips for your barbecue or smoker. Incense. And I'm going to go on a limb and say clove as well. Just a little bit of spice. And what that does is it doesn't add so much a spice quality to this. That spice adds more authenticity to that roasted cedar wood. That is oh man, that is something to behold. That's called Wood Cabin. I'm gonna definitely link up this candle down below, but more importantly, I'm going to reach out to them to see if they want to do a collaboration, because I am sold. I really, if we had all the time in the world, I would love to go through these. Let me just pick one more. And this one's called Wild Fig. Now, fig is always a tough one because you really can't purchase fig fragrance oil. I mean, you can, but it's not derived from fig. and sometimes it smells not so much like real fig. What is this called? Wild fig. There's a spearmint. A spearmint tomato leaf. Okay, this one's odd. I'm not really getting a whole lot of fig, but it smells really nice. If I were to smell this blind, I would say, excuse me, I would say that this is primarily a tomato vine candle. But here's the thing, wild fig, you know, I don't know what a wild fig smells like. I mean, I know what fig balsamic vinegar smells like. I know what a fig Newton smells like. And I've probably eaten a raw fig before. But this really does have that garden-esque tomato leaf aroma. This is the best way I can describe it. If you don't know what that is, go to the grocery store, go to the section where they have the tomatoes on the vine, where they sell them on the vine. Grab a leaf, crush it up in your hand, and then smell it. It's a very distinct aroma. You cannot mistake it with anything else. The best way I can describe it is a really, really intense celery-like aroma. All right, checking the phone. All right, so keep candles or keep company. Matthew, thank you so much for sending these candles my way. I will find a way to highlight all of these. And better yet, I will reach out to this company, and hopefully we can work on maybe for the holidays do a video collaboration. But this was spectacular. Really, really good. I legitimately liked everything that I smelled. So let's see if we can do this real quick. Let's see if we can check out their Instagram profile. All right, they have a decent following. So Keep BK, as in Brooklyn, I suppose, is going to be their handle. Really nice photography. Look at that. And beautiful vessels. There's that Isle of Jasmine. Really nice. Got some pretty quotes. Look at that. Oh yeah. You gotta watch that watch though. If that falls into the water, it might not be a good thing. Beautiful photography. Great smelling candles. They have 13.4 thousand followers, so definitely not a small following. And very nice, very nice. Okay, let's keep going. Let's check in with you guys, and I got more stuff to open. But where are you guys? Let me pull you up. Sorry, it's warm. Okay. B. Costa. I was introduced to City Wicks on this channel. I visited the shop the last couple of years, and when I visited, my personal favorites are Salem and Holy Ground. Come on. How prepared am I? Salem and Holy Ground. Yes, these are two classics. This is like the City Wicks candle, and to me this is the most unique and a signature of her collection. I highly recommend both of these if you want to get them on top of your Halloween collection this year. They'll certainly work for Halloween and all year around. Yankee Candle Halloween is less than 3 weeks. Grabbing a trick or treat. Probably Witch's Brew 2, even though I have a large from last year I didn't burn yet. And definitely the Illumilid looking amazing. So Costa, are you interested in Haunted Hayride? Because you didn't mention Haunted Hayride. Good news is I will have Haunted Hayride. Better late than never. I will have it in my hands this week. So we will have a sneak peek video on Haunted Hollow. Every year I try to get all of the new fragrances from Yankee Candle by the end of July, and I got Trick or Treat. Haunted Hayride was just, man, that was tough this year to get, but I finally got it. Shane, I love the Witch City Wicks box collaboration. Anything in the future? So Stephanie's referring to a collaboration that Witch City Wicks and I did last year. It was a travel tin box set. I chose my favorite scents. Came in a box set, came with a letter from Liz, came with a letter from me, postcards, some swag, and it was kind of like a holiday box set. So to answer your question, Stephanie, yes, we do have some plans in the work. A bit more exciting, even though I like that box set idea, it was really fun. But we do have several ideas that we're working on, and very excited. But, it's just, it's a matter of Liz and I finding a time when we both have time to dedicate to the project. But hopefully it will happen a lot sooner than later. Floral and Fall. Oh, I am so excited about Haunted Hayride. I think you're not the only one. I mean, I can't tell you how I've been anticipating just to smell this candle. I mean, it leaked, the concept, the candle name and the mock image leaked so early this year. However, the candle itself has been so hard to hunt down. Make so many phone calls to try to hunt it down, and although I do know several people who got their hands on one, I did not get my hands on a jar yet. Blended Like Brian says, Goose Creek has a witch's cauldron out, and the scent notes seem like it could have fog juice, haunted hollow vibe. Blended Like Brian really likes the fog juice aroma, and I do too. I worked on and worked for several haunted attractions in, let's say, my youth. So that smell of fog juice, especially in the cold nights of October, certainly bring back a lot of nostalgia. And Anne says, I want this one that you are describing. All right, let's keep this going. If I missed a comment that you really want me to address. Oh, I want to read this. I passed on Pumpkinhead, Witch City Wicks, last year as I have to watch my spending, but going to try and grab one this next drop. It sounds fantastic. I can't recommend it more. If you love, sweet, creamy, everything decadent pumpkin autumn treats, this is a candle that you have to experience. And just do yourself a favor, buy the whole candle. I mean, I know it's cheaper to buy the melts, but there's nothing like having the candle, and it's going to hold better. It's going to have a better shelf life, so you don't have to burn it all in one shot. But you know how wax melts can be. The aroma can kind of dwindle on you. James says, any suggestions for those who like Haunted Hollow? That's a very good question. I mean, other than finding Haunted Hollow, because they're out there, and let me know. I'd be happy to put. These are just a few because I knew this was going to be retired, and I try to warn everybody. So I stocked up in as many candles as I could, but I got tons of milk cups. So if anyone needs Haunted Howl, let me know. I'd be happy to post these on the official Candle Enthusiast eBay page. I start all my auctions at 99 cents. But as far as finding something that's similar to this, it's really, I can't, one does not pop into my head. I heard a couple people talk about Kringle candles, or I should say country candles, Zombie Night. I haven't got my order from Kringle Candle Halloween yet, but it sounds like that one might have some of the same notes. I mean, what makes this unique is the blue spruce, the bergamot, the little bit of spice, the oak moss, the vegetation, and the cedar wood for days. I was the biggest fan of this candle, and then when it was released, not nobody, but there was just a big negative reaction from a lot of folks, and which is fine. I mean, it's fine. But then they take it away, and then suddenly everybody wants it back. So, like with Black Magic, I hope maybe it makes a return. But to give you one that I can say that's kind of the same thing, I think is Brian saying Mountain Lodge from Yankee. That plays by the same rules. Some patchouli, oak moss going on in Mountain Lodge, but there's a freshness and that just citrusy blue spruce quality that Haunted Hollow, so bright and sharp, razor sharp, and it just cuts through the thicker, richer, deeper notes that makes it so unique. The description of the Kringle candles seemed off, but 16 candles, where did that come from? It's been talked about for a long time, and they finally pulled the trigger. My final decision on how I feel about it will simply, obviously, be when I get them all in and smell them for myself. I think everyone's hoping for the best. My big worry is that people are already getting them in the mail, and they look kind of like melted taffy, and I don't know. I wish that candle companies could just offer an additional $5 cool pack to add into your shipping box. I mean, I used to do it with wine all of the time. You're shipping wine, you just add a cool pack that lasts for 70 plus hours, and this way people can get their wine safely. I just don't know why they don't do the same thing for candles. It's not expensive. Let's open some more stuff here. I don't even know what we got. So this is from Hannah. She was in the chat room a couple weeks ago, and she said there was something in my P.O. box. I have an Amazon wish list. Everything from very inexpensive, disposable, expendables, I should say. So from, gaff tape and foil and batteries for my camera, very inexpensive stuff, to stuff that's a little bit more pricey. So some people, instead of wanting to pledge money or donate money, they'd rather buy a gift. And this is exactly what Hannah did. She went to my Amazon wish list. Now, some things in that wish list are a joke. Please don't buy them. Right? There's a life-size Bigfoot statue. That is a joke. I don't want you to buy me that. But I did finally get this. Oh, look at that. All right. Very, very cool. Beautiful example of how, such a useful thing for me for production. Okay, these aren't like things for me, you know, toys and you know, stuff, you know, Apple products for me to play with. This is all production stuff. This is a pretty powerful LED light that is good for outdoors, indoors. Actually, you can see this light right there. There's one right behind the television screen. But it's just a small spotlight, and these things are great because with a couple zip ties or a clamp, you could put this anywhere. In fact, I might put this right above my head. I have a light here. See how my hair is lit here? That's just, you know, with proper lighting, makes you separate it from the background. I need something a little bit more powerful, so maybe I'll put this right above my head. But see, this can go right into my camera bag. So if I ever need extra lights while I'm traveling, this is excellent. Thank you so much, Hannah, for doing for sharing something like this. It really, really means the world. Everything that's on that Amazon wish list is, like I said, it's all useful stuff. Some things you might look at and be like, what is that? It's all camera equipment, batteries, like I said, expendables, things that I use up when I travel and do my on-the-road videos, which I will be starting very shortly. And I recommend these spotlights for outdoors, indoors. Amazon, really, really, really good product. I have several of those. And then we have this. This is very interesting. I think I know what this is. Do we have a knife? We do. All right. So I'm always talking about my Lizzie Borden video. And in a second, I'll show you just a quick clip of the Lizzie Borden video, just in case you haven't seen it. But when I was there, I spent the night in the Lizzie Borden house in Fall River, Rhode Island, by myself, completely alone. And I documented the whole experience in a video. And as a souvenir, I came home with like a rubber replica hatchet. That was remarkably similar to the one Lizzie apparently used for the murders back in 1894, was it? But then I found something that someone was selling for a very good price, and I needed to get this because although I was happy to auction off that rubber hatchet that I got from the Lizzie Borden house, I always wish I kind of kept one, or I bought one for myself, and I didn't. I only got one. I was afraid it wasn't going to be. Oh, man. Okay, I'm not a weirdo. I'm not like a closet serial killer. But check this out. After much work, research, cross-referencing of photos, actually contacting the museum that actually owns the original handle. Well, it's broken right here, but the actual weapon that Lizzie Borden used. This is the closest replica. It's not a replica, it's a real antique, but it's the closest hatchet that in every way has the same qualities. It's from the same era. It's made out of the same soft metal. You can see how it has got the dings. I'm going to try to match up the dings that the real hatchet has. There's a very few specific things. This is a little notch here so you can pull out nails, and then this is a hammer. Oh, wrong side. It's a good thing that's not sharp. This, you can drive nails into wood. I do need to put a little bit of work into this. I'm probably going to sand this down, refinish the wood, and then finish that metal. But this is just a little token that I wanted to have for myself to remind me of that really special video. You know, I have a lot of great memories. Well, the memory of making that video is just really special to me. I had such a great time, and it was it's still to this day my most successful video on YouTube. And I was always upset that I didn't keep the rubber hatchet. Well, this isn't rubber. This is the real deal. What do you guys think? Is that creepy? Or is that a cool token? Maybe I can put this in a shadow box. And maybe print out the thumbnail of my video and frame the two together. Definitely not sharp, which is good. Let's check out a quick clip of that Lizzie Borden video. Just a couple moments, just in case any of you guys haven't seen that video. Maybe this will be like a little plug. If I can find it. Here we go. Bam.
So there it is. The Borden household. At least it was back in 1892. It's quite beautiful from the outside, but it's not the exterior that concerns me. We're all familiar with the story of Lizzie Borden, correct? A 32-year-old woman accused for murdering her father and stepmother? Lizzie's method? An axe to the head. But that was over 125 years ago now. However, some say the Bordens still reside in this house, including Lizzie. Now, I really should come clean before I continue. I'm not a ghost hunter, nor do I investigate paranormal activities, but we've all seen the reality cable television shows, the ones produced about the supernatural. Several have been filmed right here at this location. Tonight, there will be no camera crew, no producers, no dramatic reenactments, I assure you. Just me. That's right, I'm going to spend the entire night in this house alone, solo, unaccompanied and unsupervised. That is, unless you care to join me.
All right. Man, that brings back some good memories, let me tell you. Really enjoyed making that video. And now I have my hatchets. I like tokens. I like things, pieces of history and things that I can put on my shelves, pick up and look at, conversation pieces. I think we opened everything we have. Let me show one more thing, because I introduced these a long time ago, and they've literally been sitting right here. If anyone is a Marilyn Monroe fan, this is something I made years and years ago. I made a mold of Marilyn Monroe's actual grave plaque. I'm really sounding creepy, talking about hatchets and graves. But I very safely, very peacefully, without any harm, I made a clay impression of Marilyn Monroe's grave plaque in the Los Angeles, the greater Los Angeles region. It's, I guess, almost Hollywood. And yes, it's a clay impression, so it's not perfect. But when I actually made these, my intention was maybe I would sell them. But I just felt very uncomfortable. I didn't, after I did it, I thought like people might assume I was trying to like capitalize on something really morbid. And I have such, high respect for Marilyn Monroe. She's just always been, a figure in my life. Here's one that's unfinished but painted, very similar to the actual plaque. And I have a bunch of these laying around. If anyone is interested, please let me know. You can send me an email, and I'd be happy. Again, 100% of the proceeds would go straight to the show, but I hate to just see them here and go to waste. Let's do a little bit of Q&A since I have that in the headline. Blend It Like Brian says, or start up with Laura. Let's go back a little bit. I thought that hatchet was a fun keepsake. And Laura saying, just not my thing, meaning to Lizzie Borden, but I did like the little history lesson and a great video. Thank you very much. I watch the Lizzie Borden video every month. LOL, says Blend It Like Brian. That's one of the best compliments you can ever give me. My biggest goal with my videos, my travel videos, is I try to make them as much as I can rewatchable. Almost like, how we sit down and watch It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown every year. It becomes a tradition. So whenever someone tells me that they're rewatching one of my videos, it just makes me so happy inside. And that's not an exaggeration. Blend It Like Brian says, both creepy and cool. Tony says, it's cool, but you shouldn't alter antiques. I see what you mean. Tony. And maybe I will take your advice on that. The thing is, it looks like this handle has some paint on it. Like someone tried to touch it up with some spray paint. So it's already kind of been altered. And to be honest with you, I don't think that's rust. I think that might also be paint on this antique. So I certainly will take that recommendation to heart. Cruise Bat Morgan is saying, don't forget to thumbs up. Yes, I'm going to do it right now for myself. Hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe. We have to get this over 1,000 subscribers. We're getting close. We've made a lot of progress, but it's really going to help us out because the only way I'll do spontaneous lives is on this channel, and if I can't do it on my mobile device, it's not really that spontaneous. So I want to make sure that we're doing spontaneous lives while I'm out driving, traveling, making these videos that are coming up. Marilyn is definitely a definition of cool. I agree. I watch the Cinnabon video at least every month. Eric is a huge fan of one of my earliest videos that, to be quite honest, when I made it, I honestly was like really trying to figure out what on earth am I doing on YouTube. But it was a fun video nonetheless. And I'm going to have to revisit that video one day, just for Eric, because he's been such a supporter of that video. I need the clay Marilyn Monroe etching for my collection, Shane, so I'll send you an email. Okay, Stephanie. I know that, Stephanie, you are a big Marilyn Monroe fan. I've seen a couple of your photos and some of your artworks of Marilyn on the wall. It highlights the pool room, game room of the Red Roof Plus across from the Yankee Candle Village. So technically a travel video. You're right. You're right. And my brother Eric was with me on that trip. I forget what we were doing, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm sure we were spending the day at Yankee Candle Village, but I think we did something else. And that Cinnabon that I had was purchased in New York. So by the time I ate it and it was in my car, it was like a frozen brick. I can't believe I drank all this coffee. This was a lot of coffee. See my new... Did I show you my new thermos? I know this is not big life-changing stuff, but man, this is a perfect personal-sized thermos. I just got so sick of having these monstrous carafes. You know, like, I'm never going to drink that much coffee. That will hold like one French press worth of coffee, just in case any of you guys are coffee people out there. I'm really looking forward to the new Salem, Massachusetts video we're planning on doing. Am I planning on one? I am hopefully going to be doing something in Salem again soon, but I don't have anything specific planned. I mean, I have tons of ideas. I think I may have given people the wrong impression when I visited Liz at her studio. I think people assumed I was filming that day. I was just visiting as a friend, but I will be going to Salem soon. And hopefully we'll be meeting up with Liz to work on a video. So something will be coming. I managed to get a few subs for you. Oh, very nice. My girlfriend is currently bringing on all of your old videos. That's fantastic. Fantastic. I really appreciate that. Yes. You know, inevitably one day, we constantly talk about this, inevitably one day, the Candle Enthusiast and Aromatic Adventures will become individual channels, and the Candle Enthusiast will never go away, but Candle Enthusiast will be candles. It will all be candles, but Aromatic Adventures is going to be all of my travel videos. So what I'm doing now is working on taking all of my travel videos. I'm fixing them up because some of them were really sloppily made back, years ago. I'm fixing them up. I'm re-editing some of the things, making them look a little bit better. I'm going to be migrating all of the travel videos to the third new channel. Let's call it Aromatic Adventures for now. And I'm also uploading a bunch of videos that were never posted that I filmed last year. And then once that's all set, I'm going to be doing some audio commentaries for these new videos, some of my favorite videos. Once that's all set, the third channel will be launched. And then this way we won't have a battle of the audience. Some people love to watch my candle content. Some people love to watch my travel content. Some people like to watch both. But I knew the day would come inevitably where the two projects would have to be separated. So that is what I'm currently working on, even though I have been on an extended hiatus. Because I feel like those who like the travel videos but have no interest in candles get very confused when they subscribe after seeing like a Lizzie Borden video, but then they get like a Yankee Candle haul, and they're like, wait a minute, how is this content related? I'm gonna take any questions. Be crazy, keep them friendly, but be crazy. Throw some questions my way, and while I'm waiting, if you guys have any, let me tell you about some of the things I'll be working on. If you guys haven't seen my recent unboxing video in the main channel of Village Candles Fantasy Collection, it's a long video, so I'm going to have to make a condensed, edited version of that not of the unboxing video, but I'm going to reevaluate the candles. This is seriously the best thing I've seen come out of Village Candle ever. This collection, I'm not saying each and every scent is like gold, but as a collection, as a whole, 5 fragrances together, the look, the aromatic profiles, the theming, each scent kind of covering all of the bases of everything fantasy. This is easily the best thing I've personally experienced from Village Candle, and I'm so excited. I mean, I was hoping that I would enjoy the candles when I got them, but they easily exceeded my expectations. So although there's not a lot of talk about these candles from maybe other YouTube folks or Instagram, people on Instagram, or even just Village Candle not pushing them as much as I think they should be, even though they've done great promotion, I highly recommend going to Village Candle, taking a close look, and then maybe checking out my video on my initial impressions of this fantasy collection. And because it really is such a fun collection, especially, if you're a candle lover and you live in a household, or you have nephews, or I don't know, grandchildren, or younger brothers and sisters, just family who come over, whatever it may be, but they're not necessarily huge candle fans. These candles are so friendly that I think that even a candle person, or a person who's not necessarily a candle person, would still enjoy the experience of these candles. They're just so bubbly, playful, childlike, fun, nostalgic. So I did want to plug that because I will be talking about them more. Eric says, I saw Village has some Halloween candles too. Are you going to get a chance to evaluate them? Well, I wasn't going to, but after this experience, they already sent me some Christmas candles. I'll reach out to them. They've had some kind of reconstruction with their PR team, but they're still an incredibly kind group of people, and they're very responsive. So, and I know they did watch the Village, my unboxing video. So, and they were happy with it. They reached out to me to say thank you. So maybe we'll get our hands on those Halloween candles. If not, maybe I'll just dip into my pocket and buy them myself. I mean, I don't. They just sent me 6 candles. It's like I don't want to ask too much from them. But not hopefully, it's penciled in. We'll be having an on-site factory tour and interview in Maine at the Village Candle Factory this year. It was supposed to happen last year, ran out of time, ran out of money, but I asked them if the invitation was still good, and they said absolutely. So just trying to work on a time to make that happen. Shane, if you could get your hands on any movie prop whatsoever from your favorite flick, which one would it be? That is a great question. The thing is, do I go for something that is absolutely positively the most sought after prop? Or do I go something that's very meaningful to me? Well, I love wardrobes. My brother, I talk about this from time to time. My brother had a wax museum, and we built assembled wax figures. We never sculpted anything, obviously, but we assembled wax figures. But putting together the wardrobes was always so much fun to me. Researching, getting the right clothing, and actually customizing some of the fabrics and stuff. So I've always been fascinated with like replica wardrobes. So having like something like Mary Poppins, Julie Andrews' original nanny outfit from Mary Poppins would be amazing. But I feel like that's just too easy. I think, although I just have to, I think it would have to be, although there were several of them used in the original 1978 horror film, one of the Michael Myers masks, which was a Captain Kirk altered Halloween mask made by Don Post. I believe there was at least 4 used for the movie, and I think that's just one of the most sought after horror film props of all time, and there's no one that's in existence that anybody knows of. The problem with something like that is it's made out of latex and vinyl, and that the reason why it probably doesn't exist is it's probably been completely deteriorated by this point. So I don't know. I think if it was in good condition, having one of the original Michael Myers masks would be something I'd be very excited to have in my personal film collection. But that was a very good question, and I'm sure I can make a whole list. Crown Maple coming soon. So the Crown Maple video, I went to a New York maple facility. And it was a classic mistake where I didn't ask enough questions before I visited. You know, I got the okay to visit, I got the okay to interview the owner of the company, I got the okay to interview and get a tour from the sugar master who makes, who taps the sap and is responsible for making the maple syrup. But what I did not know was that Crown Maple, at the time when I visited, had been purchased by a new owner, and they converted the facility to a non-tourist attraction. When I went years ago, it was a tourist attraction. You could go in, there was a tasting bar, it was a beautiful place. They had tours that ran through the whole facility. But when I went there, were like, it looked like a factory, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, you know, are you guys not open to the public? It's like, oh, we're never open to the public anymore. So it was one of those classic situations where I simply just did not ask enough questions before making the plan. So a lot of the video was supposed to be the interaction of the tourist experience of visiting, and obviously that wasn't the case. So I filmed a lot from that 2 days I was there. But I never really found. I contacted the owner, Mike Cobb, and I asked him, you know, it's like, maybe I can come back and get some other supplemental footage to put together this maple syrup video. But it never quite came to fruition. It doesn't mean that I won't edit what I already have, but you know, we'll see what happens. Okay. I've been happy. I've been really happy with Yankee this year. Amazing improvements across the board. The first looks at the Halloween collection looks great as well to finish the year. Yeah, you know, I haven't really gotten my hands on any of the new Christmas candles. But Brett, Philly Candleman, has several of them. I think I'm just going to wait to do my Yankee Candle evaluation, all the holiday scents. Rather late October, which is usually when they're released at the Village, or early November. Ooh, the Big E. That's something I've been wanting to do for the longest time. And there's no reason why I can't. I just feel like I'd need a chaperone because I would be so lost and would have no idea. Like, I would almost need a couple days, one day just to explore, figure out what's going on, and then another day or 2 days to film. Um, so it definitely is on my list of things to do, but every year it comes up so fast. I'm looking forward to visiting New York State Fair and the Big E August and September. Aromatic Adventures. One day we'll do it. Hubble Kitty, how we doing? Anything else interesting we can do? I'm still thinking about that movie prop thing. That's a really good question. Maybe we'll do a live one day. We'll have you guys submit questions to the Facebook fan group. And a big shout out to 2-year anniversary of the Candle Enthusiast Facebook fan group. I'm trying not to be redundant because I always say the same thing every time, but I'm telling you, based on the hiatus that I've taken, and some of the videos I worked on last year not turning out the way I wanted. It's like I think I'd be I really would truly be crushed after taking this hiatus if it wasn't for the Facebook fan group. Having that Facebook fan group and the folks who run the show keep the Candle Enthusiast alive, even though I've been absent for a while. And it's been such a blessing to me personally, and it's such a fantastic group of people. So, as I always say, if you are not a member of the Candle Enthusiast Facebook fan group, it's not just a place where we're talking about me and my videos. It's a community of people who are drama-free, positive. It's a place for you to share your photos, share your questions, make friends, and just keep an absolutely positive, fun environment, and always super safe. So it's even a safe place for the young children to come and share anything they want to, whether it be words or photos or videos. So please swing by, request to join, as long as you're up for being a good camper and being a family-friendly member of the Candle Enthusiast bubble. But 2-year anniversary. So I want to give just a huge congratulations to the folks who, like I said, run the show, and it's just I think one of the proudest things about the whole Candle Enthusiast experience since I started it is this Facebook group, because it's a place where I can actually see the people who watch me, the people who maybe found me because of the group. But it's a place where where just people are so friendly with one another, and I don't know. I always longed for that kind of positivity, and to see like my name at least on there as being partially responsible for the group just makes me feel very proud. But all of the thanks goes to the moderators. So huge shout out to Eric, huge shout out to Rachel, huge shout out to Rebecca and Lauren and Nicole. They are truly the puppet masters, and they work every day on this group, and it's a truly humbling thing. I mean it, and they deserve far more praise than I do. So please go over, and if you do decide to join, make sure you say hello to them. Yeah, and Stephanie brings up a good point. So look at how much other candle bloggers are coming, or vloggers are coming together on Facebook, on the Facebook page. Yeah, it's just like, there's wonderful groups, candle groups out there. There's so many of them on Facebook, but a lot of them are places for people to kind of vent and share, I don't want to say unfair criticism, but it's just like, that's not what I ever wanted to see the Candle Enthusiast page be. I mean, it's like, yeah, if you want to say you had a bad experience with the candle, that's fine, but it's like, I think everyone just realizes to keep it positive, and I think it's contagious. The positivity within the group has allowed other kind of YouTube personalities to come in and I don't feel like when you're inside the Candle Enthusiast Facebook group and reading all the comments that people actually want to complain or say anything negative. All right. Well, folks, this has been great. One more time, please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do it. And if you could figure out a way to get a few of your friends to subscribe, especially if they like holiday, autumn content, we will be doing some fun live streams on this channel as long as we can get to 1,000 subscribers. So please, any help would be fantastic. Also, promoting the Candle Enthusiast and the future travel videos, patreon.com. If you go to patreon.com and type in the Candle Enthusiast, it'll bring up my page and it'll show you ways that you can pledge a couple dollars, $5, $10 a month, whatever you want. There's different prizes, just kind of like PBS. The more, if you have a couple extra dollars to donate per month, there's some rewards there for you. If you'd rather donate or pledge anonymously or not have anything to do with Patreon, you can just simply donate, pledge directly to my PayPal account. All of these links are in the description below. What else? I mean, super chat when we get over 1,000. Subscribers to this channel, all we have to do is, if we want to do something fun for next week, everybody chips in $1. We can do those wine tastings we're always talking about. We could do barbecue sauce tastings. We could do candy tastings. We can do a comparison of 5 different candle companies that have this similar fragrance. By us kind of throwing in $1 each will allow me to go out and buy the things that you guys want to see, the content for each week. Plus, we'll be able to put advertisements on these videos. So Google or YouTube will be paying us money for us putting content on the internet, which is always helpful. So that is it. Thank you so much for joining. I mean, 40 people in the chat room. It's so humbling. If you looked at this when I first started this live channel, there was just a few of us in here chit-chatting. But thank you so much. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and leave some comments if you would have any questions. And you know how to contact me through email if you have anything even more specific to ask. Everyone have a fantastic Sunday. It looks like the sun is peeking out just a little bit. So I'm going to go get some of my vitamin D on, bring Elsa out for a little walk, and I will be seeing you guys wax fang tastings. Now that is an idea and a half right there. We got to get on this stuff. Find these candies, guys. Find these things. Go on Amazon and find outrageous products, whatever they are. Just don't spend money. And send them my way, or at least tell me what you found, and I'll get them. But any kind of fun, nonsensical stuff we can do on these lives, just to take a break every so often from candles, would be really fun. But everyone have a fantastic Sunday, and I will be talking to you guys real soon. Make sure you check out that City Wicks unboxing video. Make sure you have all of the details down so you know how to get your hands on those candles at the end of the month. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye bye now.